at India's new stance, its new India stance. Now, India is asserting its firmer stance on global matters, signaling clear strategic priorities. Indian tourists are cancelling trips en masse in response to Turkey's support for Pakistan during the recent conflicts, while India is also closely scrutinizing Chinese investments, ensuring they align with national security and economic interests. On the social media front, accounts linked to state-backed propaganda have been restricted, countering misinformation efforts. A decisive shift in policy, with India setting new boundaries, whether it comes to diplomacy, trade, and information control. Let's take a look. First, according to top sources, the government will intensify scrutiny of at least 7 major China-backed FDI proposals and joint ventures. This with a fresh and tighter review now underway. Several JVs often proposed as workarounds to direct investments may also be subject to delays and tougher compliance measures. Now, this move comes amid rising tensions, including China's recent support for Pakistan during the conflict with India. Since April 2020, under a press note, India has mandated prior government approval for FDI from countries sharing land borders, with each proposal assessed on a case-by-case basis.
Yes, clearly, after China opened support to Pakistan in a recent military standoff, India is tightening its grip on the foreign direct investment involving Chinese entities, signaling a toughened stance in terms of economic engagement, and FDI plays a huge role there. What we've been given to understand that at least 6 to 7 major deals which has been in the pipeline could face greater scrutiny. In fact, Indian authorities will have a fresh look on those deals under press note 3. Some of the JVs, joint venture, could be also worked out under the same regulation, but clearly the approval could take some time, and that could delay the entire process and the deal as well, is what indication we are getting at this point. Sources also tells us that the joint venture could be worked out in space like auto and consumer durable, which has been in talks and are in advanced stage, but that also require a monitoring and closer scrutiny. Press note 3, as you remember, was introduced in April 2020 to sort of have a curb on the hostile takeover, and requires multi-departmental and multi-ministry approval for any such investment coming from land border which India shares with, including China. And since then, we have seen decline in the FDI inflows from China, but there is a clear uptick in the import from China, especially the mercantile import are concerned. So there has been some discussion in past whether to ease the restriction under press note 3, but at the given evolving situation, it's clear that India may further tighten the current regime. That could be considered, but as long as easing the restriction is concerned, is completely ruled out. And in fact, we would see some stricter compliance is coming in place as far as China-backed deal is concerned.
Let's take a look what